RV, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, man, good. We're in a crazy time. So how have you been like coping with the lockdown and everything?
Um, lockdown's been fine this time around. It's been alright. I've still been busy. I've been working. I'm doing lots of stuff about like promotion for my tape, finishing up the tape and planning the rollout and stuff. So yeah, I've been busy.
For sure, man. And that's that. You just told me that's your home studio. I thought you was in some like mad professional studio.
No,
Is that a
I
new
built this,
setup?
I built this last lockdown.
Mm.
Last lockdown, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I wasn't able to shoot videos and go to studio like I wanted to. So I thought, yeah, it made sense to just get a little home setup. And I recorded some of my tape in here so as well. So
Amazing. Have you found it? Have you found it? You comfortable in there?
I'm comfortable in here, but to be fair, I don't use it as much as I thought I would.
Is
I
that
feel like because I know it's there, I'm like, yeah, I'll just go in at any time. But then it's like,
then you're just too busy on Netflix and
yeah,
that?
'cause I feel like if I had a 9 to 5, then I would be at work from 9 to 5. So I feel like I should be in the studio from 9 to 5 at least, or something like at
Mm.
least a certain amount of hours a day.
But I guess also it's probably a different vibe though, because I'm sure like you go to certain studios and work with certain producers and you're sort of used to that environment, but this is obviously a different place now.
Yeah, and I feel like the only thing is I feel like there's pressure on myself when I come in here to work.
Mm.
Whereas I might have like a 12-hour session a different studio and I might work for like half of that time. The other time I'm just vibes and chilling, just listening to music. But I feel like when I come in here, I'm like trying to work. So
Right,
like
right.
sometimes it like affects the creativity because it's not natural. But yeah, I do get work done. I get work done.
Is that something that you like ever struggle with just with regards to like having creative blocks or whatever? Because you put so much work out and you've got a massive catalog already.
Yeah, yeah. No, sometimes I go studio and like I'll book a whole 6 hour session or 12 hour session and I won't do nothing.
That's mad.
Like it just doesn't happen. Or like I'll write something and record it and I'm not like how it sounds. But yeah, just being in the right place is is a start.
For sure, man, for
So
sure.
yeah, there's like the things that I've started, I felt like I didn't really capitalize on the session I just had. But I would start a song and then I might finish it later, so it ends up working out to be all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, it's good to see you got your studio set up now, and you know it's been like a proper roller coaster couple of years for you over the past few years.
Yeah, no,
You know, you've had like a huge amount of different ups and downs. Obviously, fatherhood is new to you now.
yeah.
You had a lot of issues with probation, which you know it'd be good to sort of understand a little bit about how you found these past few years, man. Like, can you just talk us through it briefly?
The past few years, I just feel like I've never had a clean run.
Mm,
So like I feel like anytime something keeps like building up, it either it's like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So like 2017 had a good year. Me and Headie were doing a lot of stuff together. Like the drill thing was taken off. No better dropped, and then I went jail. So then it's like I missed the whole year. Came back out, started again, dropped Savage EP, Jonathan Trappers 2. Everything was building up again, and then like COVID come.
mm.
So then it's like every time I'm getting the ball rolling, something's coming. But I'm still here, I'm still going, so I'm still grateful. But I'm just hoping for that clean run.
No, definitely, man. Touch wood, and obviously it's something we'd love to see as well. But at the same time, I feel like there's some sort of different energy about RV now. Obviously, you've come back out and you've got you know a bunch of new records out, a load of collaborations. It feels like something's changed within you.
Yeah.
Would you say that? And if so, what is that?
I feel like it's my focus mainly and drive. I feel like there was a stage where I was doing music, but it was like on the side. It wasn't my main thing that was going on, and I think like I was in a different headspace. But I feel like now, apart from obviously like personal life and fatherhood and stuff, like music is my main thing.
Mm,
I feel like it's more like it's a career now than a hobby.
For sure,
It's
man.
more,
For
more
sure.
of a job, so like I take it more seriously and stuff. So
And you
yeah,
just mentioned obviously fatherhood, man. So congrats on your son. I know like it must have been a massive change for you.
yeah.
How do you feel like it's impacted you?
Um, the way I think changed a lot. And the way I plan has changed a lot. As like I always plan for the future as well, like for myself.
Mm.
And now I plan for myself and my son as well. So yeah, that's the main thing. Like I just want to keep working and build a legacy to like pass down. That's the main thing for me.
How are you coping like on a day-to-day basis with daddy responsibilities, bro?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So I'm doing all right. Like I get help from my family and stuff because obviously I have to keep working and whatever. But yeah, man, I don't really have much complaints.
That's
We
blessed,
get
bro.
the job done.
Of
So I
course.
feel like I'm doing. I've got a good balance.
Yeah, perfect, man. So like you said, bro, like you've been in the game for like 10 years, you know what I mean? Like you've been about, your name has been about. Um, you sort of, you know, you dropped a whole bunch of music, you got a massive catalog behind you. What have been the sort of differences with how you've like looked at or perceived the industry when you got into it compared to now? Because obviously as an artist you've developed hugely, but I'm
Yeah.
sure hand in hand with that is also, you know, your sort of business mind and your sense and when you go into deals and whatnot. So what have been the differences like between then and now?
I feel like business-wise, it's like thinking long term
Right.
because it's easy to get caught up chasing the bag and making like short-term decisions based on what's put in front of you. Whereas, like I said before, I think a lot about the future and long term. It's like because certain times I feel like, oh, I don't know how long my career is going to last for. So should I do this now? Should I take this now, or should I like try take the long way home, which will take longer but will work out better in the long run.
Right.
So, like, yeah, that on the business side of it. The other side of the industry, what's changed for me is like coming like from my background, like from where I grew up and how I grew up and stuff. I wasn't used to like industry relationships.
Mm.
I feel like the industry was very weird to me, and it's like I used to take things personal and stuff. But now I'm realizing that it's just business, and yeah, so the way I approach situations and deal with certain things has changed along the way. But I feel like everybody's still learning. Even people that's been in the industry for years, they're still learning, and things change every day as well.
For real, man. And it's like I feel like not only is it a weird time with everything that's going on in the world, but even technology in the way, like look at the TikTok, bro. Like look how important that's become now. I don't know if you're on it or not, but look how
But
important.
I jumped on it the other day, but you know what's crazy? When it first came out, I said to myself, "Yo, this is not for me. I'm never gonna be on TikTok." But you see the way it is now, like if you're not on TikTok, you're just doing damage to yourself.
100%, man.
That's
And
what it is. I'm like, yo, me, big RV, killer and trapper. I ain't gonna be doing no dancing, TikTok and stuff like that. But it's like, yo, sometimes you, like I said, you just need to put your thing to the side and just business is business. Do what you
100%,
gotta
man.
do.
Have you ever walked away from a deal that you know, you don't have to go into details, but have you ever been tempted and then also decided not to do it?
Yeah, definitely. I was offered a deal for my Savage EP
Okay.
and I turned it down because I wanted more money. And it wasn't even for the money. I thought if they believed in me and my craft
Mm.
and everything, the extra money wouldn't be a problem. It wasn't even for the money for myself. But I'm saying like, yo, if something is worth something, yeah, and you believe that it's worth that much, you will pay that. So the fact that they didn't feel like they wanted to pay the extra, I thought to myself, it's cool. I'd rather do it myself. And what they offered me for the EP I made off Crep Shop alone. Crep Shop's gone crazy. That's on like 11 million streams on Spotify. So like altogether, I probably made what they offered me off that one track alone. So
But
yeah,
that's crazy, because that brings into question like the value and obviously ownership, which I know you're big on as well. And the fact that at the end of the day, it is a business transaction when you go into these buildings, man. Like, but at the same time, they can propel you to heights that you can't necessarily get to on your own.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. Like I battle with that question all the time. I'm like, yo, should I do this because they can help me with this, or should I not because X, Y, Z? It's like certain deals I've turned down. I wouldn't say I have any regrets, but I would have been like, do you know what? If I went back in time, maybe I would have took that one, or maybe I wouldn't have done that one, or whatever. But it's like you win some, you lose some. You never know. And something that might be good for you at that time may not be good for you further down the line. It might come back.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
So, but for right now, then, is your sort of stance on it that I want to own as much as I can?
Yeah, most definitely. Because I feel like if the independent route, if you do it well and it works for you, then in the long run, it makes sense. But I feel like there's no point trying to force the independent route if it's not working. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to say, because what did I say? 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing, innit? So you got to keep that in mind as well.
Definitely, man. Well, on that topic, like, it was amazing to see that you put the first single off your new tape, Moonwalk Slide, on your own channel. That was refreshing, man. Like,
now, the first single was Back to Back.
Sorry, Back to Back. So yeah, so Back to Back's on the tape, but the most recent one, Moonwalk Slide, it was great to see that it was on your own channel, man. Like that was a really refreshing thing. Is that something you're going to be doing going forwards?
Yeah, 100%. Because I wanted everything. When people want to look for me, whether they know who I am or they're new fans or old fans, I just want everything to be under the same roof. I don't want to drop one single on one platform and then one single on mine, and then it's everywhere. So when you go on my YouTube channel, everything's there.
Plus, you'll be getting all that revenue that they would have been getting otherwise.
Yeah, that's a little extra perk as well.
For sure, bro. You mentioned Back to Back there, so obviously that's the first track off the new tape. Headie, obviously your boy. What's going on with like OFB and Abra and Headie and yourself? Like, it just feels like for some reason last year and this year is your time. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do you think that is?
I feel like it's always been our time, but I just feel like everybody was just been working on their own thing, and it just happens now that it's all coming out at the same time. Like, for example, I've been working on my tape for a while. Abs was quiet for a while. He's back now. Desi just dropped his tape. Headie just dropped his deluxe album. Everything's just happening now. Like, but we've been working. But I don't know, just the way things turn out.
What was the point where you thought you could actually take it to this level?
What music? For me, it was 2017, really. After like Drillers and Choppers 1, it just started getting crazy. Because, like, initially when I came out of jail the first time, I wasn't rapping. I wasn't on rapping. Like, I used to see people that knew who I was from like back in the days when I used to rap, like 2010, 2011. They're like, oh, what? I used to listen to you back in the days. And then it's like people that I didn't know before because of the age thing. Like, for example, like Lowski and that. When I came out of jail, like 2016, I can't remember how old he was, but he would have been like a teenager or something. He used to be like, yo, I used to listen to your song back in the days. I'm like, raw, like, people actually used to take me in. So then I started like making music again, but I wasn't really releasing. And then I think Headie was in jail, and he said, yo, when I come out, I'm trying to do music. So like, just keep the buzz going, keep it alive. So then I started releasing. And then when he came out 2017, we just started doing our thing. And then, yeah, it just started taking off. Like, we was getting little shows here and there, like little like gifts from Adidas, like little free clothes and stuff. So I'm thinking, wow, like, might be a thing. So then started taking it more seriously, and yeah, here we are.
Oh man, did you ever fully like believe that you would get to this stage?
And stuff like that. When people like they win or they get to the finals, I never thought I could get here. I'm thinking to myself, why the hell did you train in the first place? So I'm saying you've got to be in it to win it, and you got to believe in yourself and believe in your craft. Because if you don't feel like you can make it, what dream are you pursuing? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, and I still feel like I'm not there yet. I don't feel like I'm there yet.
This is the thing, like you haven't even really done like a debut studio album, innit? Like it's been tapes and projects, and you know what I mean. And you're this.
Like, I feel like tape coming now is gonna be. I would say this will be my first solo mixtape.
For real.
Proper mixtape.
Is that because you've just done bare features and like now like
obviously Drillers and Trappers 1 and 2, that's a joint collaboration project.
Yeah.
I got Savage EP, which was like an EP. That was a solo project. I like that. That was a good body of work. But official mixtape, I don't feel like I've dropped one. No. When I was inside 2018, I had like loads of songs there that I'm working on or whatever, and I just put them out just to thing. But like this is my first official mixtape I've worked on from start to finish, and come to release. Like, yo, this is my first mixtape. So I feel like from here, if we're starting, because I feel like a lot of people, I didn't really get a chance to do my solo thing because 2017 was basically me and Headie.
Yeah.
And then 2018, I went to jail. 2019, I dropped Savage, but then I dropped Drillers and Trappers 2 as well. And then like 2020, I was just working on my tape. I was quiet. I wasn't really releasing. So I feel like now is the time that I'm gonna start my solo career.
And did you? So talking about the tape now, did you come into it with a concept in mind, or was it just trying to get everything out?
The concept behind the tape for me was, I wanted it to show my musical ability.
Yeah.
So there's different types of songs in there. And I also wanted it to show different parts of my character, because I feel like from the drill music and Savage EP and Drillers and Trappers, it's like people might feel like I'm just violent all the time and I hate life. But I feel like I've got different, like there's different parts of my character, and I've changed from who I was 2017. So like I want to show my growth, both my personal growth and my music growth through this.
And that's the thing, like when I listen to the tape, you're not rapping about the same old thing on every track. Do you know what I mean? Like you're talking about, I'm guessing you're talking about what life is now for you, you know?
Yeah, new experiences and stuff. So
100%. So on the track, you know, you've got some big collabs as always. We've got Abra on there, Young Bane, Rams, the Frosty track. I can't remember the name of it. Apologies, but that's my favorite track, man.
Drip Sensei.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Drip Sensei, bro. Talk to me about that.
I like that. That was my favorite track at one point as well. I feel like the 15 tracks, and I would say at least 10 of them have been my favorite track point. So
that's the thing that you can't pick a favorite.
I feel like that's a good sign.
Yeah, bro, it must be. But then, did you ever get to a point where you were like, "Oh, I need to top it. I need to top it." Every time you made one.
This is the reason why my tape is not out yet, because this tape was meant to be out months ago. But then, like, I feel like I would finish it, then I'll make a new song. I'll be like, wait, this song's better than that song. So then I'll change it, and then I'll just keep making new music. And then there's a point where my tape was finished, and then I said, all right, cool, tape's done. I started making an EP. But then the music I'm making for the EP was just good. So then my manager was like, yo, you ain't dropped in a while. You need to come hard, like the hardest music you got. What's the point of dropping this tape and then you're sitting on these new songs that were so hard? So then I basically scrapped half the tape, put the tapes from the tracks from the EP onto the tape, and then now We are. But
Do you
it's
think,
done. I've drawn a line under it now.
I was gonna say
No more
you've
changes.
drawn the line now. You can't
Yeah,
keep
no
doing.
more changes.
Alright, say no, say no. No, we're looking forward to it, man. And obviously, like I said, big collabs on there. Also, one thing I noticed when listening through it was the sort of versatility of the beats as well. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
you worked with a bunch of different producers on this.
Yeah. I don't really. Well, to be fair, I just feel like musically, I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, but it's also like it's a test for myself and a test for my fans as well, to find out who's with me as a person or who's with like a perception of me. Because I feel like a lot of people say, oh, you should have kept the belly on, or like you was harder when you had the belly on. But I'm like, yo, I never used to wear my belly in the studio. I never used to wear my belly when I was writing the music. I only wore the belly in the video.
Yeah.
So like the other day, OFB dropped a song and I was wearing the belly in the video. Everyone's like, yo, RV belly's back, like belly RV's back. But I'm like, yo, this like, it just must be nostalgia, because I wasn't wearing the belly when I recorded it. I wasn't wearing the belly when I wrote it. I wrote it recently, so this is new RV. But then I put the belly on in the video and somehow it's made a difference. So like when they hear certain beats or certain songs on my tape, they might be feel like, oh, this ain't belly RV. I feel like if you go into the tape expecting belly RV, then you won't be able to take in the musical
The rest of it.
of the tape. Like I just feel like this tape is just good music, whether it's drill or something else or whatever. Like you could still, my lyricism is still there, my savageness is still there. It's just not hardcore drill every single track.
But that I guess that leans into the discussion of like brand versus music, and if people are actually buying into you RV as the brand, versus I just like him spitting savagery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But no, it's a huge project. I can't wait for it to drop, man. Favorite moments making it? Like, did you have any sort of like amazing moments or great sessions in the studio with people?
I've had a few. Like this whole tape has been a mad journey, because what's 15 tracks? I probably recorded like 40 tracks for it.
Wow.
And it wasn't even for the tape. Like there was a time where I booked an apartment for like a week, and it was just me, my engineer, and 2 producers, and we were just smashing out tracks. And I feel like not even one of them tracks. This was in like November 2019.
Okay.
And not one of them tracks is on the tape. So it's like, yeah, I did like 2020. I did loads of sessions. Some of the tracks ain't even on the tape. So it's like
crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been a mad thing. Everyone's like, yo, where's the tape? Why is it taking so long? I'm saying it's coming, but it's like, yo, I feel like what I'm about to put out is much better than it would have been if I put it out when I said I was gonna put it out the first time.
Right.
So like, yeah,
ready now, isn't it?
It's ready.
Sick, man, sick. What the tape's going to come out, and I'm sure it's going to do extremely well commercially, but culturally as well. What are your goals, man, for the rest of the year, and then obviously for the rest of your musical career, and then also just in life, man?
Well, in terms of music, I just want to keep pushing and keep elevating, keep making more music, explore different sounds, and yeah, just get to it, man. I don't want to put myself in a box. I don't want to just be doing one thing. I just want to keep going, have fun with it as well, and hopefully with the hard work, I get all the accolades and the money that comes with it as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like you said, I'm a family man. I got people that rely on me and stuff, so I just want to keep going. And the main thing for me, it's not even about all the the jewelry and the clothes and everything is all nice and that, but it's like I'm grateful that from where I've come from and where I could have ended up, that I'm in a position to like make money legally, doing something that I enjoy doing. And it's like, I don't want that to end. I need to make sure I don't end, which is my main driving force. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to keep doing my thing.
100%, man. That was going to be my next question, which is what is your motivation? But you sort of answered it with that, man.
Yeah, never. My main motivation is never getting back, making my family happy, proud, and building a legacy for my son.
To people and to fans and to listeners that are in the situations that you were once in, I think your presence itself and where you've got to is already, suffice inspiration. But what would you say? What would you say to people?
I would say, don't focus on the present, focus on the future. Don't focus on where you're at, focus on where you want to be and what you want to change, and just direct all your energy towards that. Because it's easy to get caught up in a moment. I got caught up in a moment. That's why I ended up going back to jail, even though I never said I was going to go back to jail. I got caught up in a moment. But it's like, now, like my personal growth, all those things that I would have put my freedom and on the line for, I don't even care about anymore. So it's crazy. Like, I've got friends that are sitting in jail, not coming out. I've got friends that are like dead, and it's like, it's not worth it. And they just got caught up in a moment. You know what I'm saying? For like a bad year to ruin the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, before it's too late, just focus on something. Because I feel like a lot of people feel like they've got something to prove, or you have to be a certain way. But that don't last forever. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that guy or try to be that guy. Just do you. That's the best thing I can say to people. Because me personally, I'll never tell people how to live their life, innit? Because I lived mine, and yeah, I've got my own journey in it. But I'll never tell people how to live their life. Just make sure you're doing what you want to do, whatever it is. But think about the future.
100, man. Wise words. Final two things before we go. I normally end on two questions. First one is, what was the first album you remember getting hold of or purchasing or listening to?
The first CD I ever bought, physical CD I ever bought, was Gigs Walk in the Park.
Classic.
Gigs Walk in the Park. That was a very hard CD. That was the first CD I ever bought. So
even the artwork on that was just classic.
Yeah, that was crazy. When was that? That was like 2007 or something. 2008. I was like crazy.
You still got it?
I don't, No. I don't. The only physical CD I have now is my Savage EP.
Plug.
And Edna as well.
And Edna, bro. Bro, honestly, man, I don't know, but Headie's special, bro. I don't know what's going on. But that album was incredible,
Yeah, that album's crazy. The deluxe is crazy as well.
No,
yeah.
And then second question, not as relevant right now, but you've had some amazing experiences on stage. So do you prefer the stage or studio?
The stage. The stage is crazy because it's like, cool, you put your song out, you get your streams, you get your views or whatever, but you don't really know how people are reacting to your music. So when you come out on stage and you see the crowd going crazy and like it's a mad feeling. It's a mad feeling. At certain times when I'm on stage, I don't even have to do nothing. The crowd's doing it for me. That's when it's crazy. I miss the shows and I miss interacting with my fans as well.
For real. Well, I mean, I'm hoping you're going to announce a tour soon as well after the tape drops.
Well, I plan to do one. It all depends on Boris and COVID.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
But yeah, 100%. Other than that, there'll be a tour. It'll be criminal to drop this product and not have a tour.
No doubt, bro. Well, we can't wait for it, man.
We look slide alone. We look slide alone.
Bro, you could just play that 10 times in a row and it
100%.
£10, £15, £20 tickets, bro. Sorted. All right, man. Well, now I appreciate your time, man.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having me.
it was good to chat to you, man. And obviously, congrats on the tape. And yeah, hopefully you smash all the records, smash everything, bro. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, thank you, man.
All right, love, bro. Thank you, bro.
Love.